Hey guys, I am in the 10 by 10 garden here, the project that I had going on. And last year everything seemed to do fairly well. But I kind of been thinking this over again. And the things that did well, I kind of had this epiphany or kind of a revelation. The things that did well were the small fruited things. Well, actually I can't really say that because the zucchini did so incredibly well that they were huge, and then they sprawled out over top of the edge of the bed and onto the pathway here, and they kind of they overtook the place, and so they did well, but they didn't fit in here well. And the onions, I kind of planted the onions too close together because I was greedy and was trying to maximize space. So the onions came out, they came out fairly well. They were good size, but they weren't, as big as they should have been. The small cucumbers that I did well, but they were small cucumbers. And the only thing that I was really disappointed in were the tomatoes behind me here. They did okay, but they were supposed to be a little bit larger than they ended up turning out to be. And I think the reason being is that I just planted them too close together. They were just starving for space. And that's what I say. In this garden, I got greedy, and I tried to put everything so close together, and they ended up just getting mad at me and just saying, "Well, I'm just gonna kind of stall." And so, I got good production out of it, but not as much as I thought I was going to get, which is understandable, in hindsight. The tomatoes, the grape tomatoes in the buckets did well. The hanging down, upside down ones, the stuff on the top didn't do well at all. So that was a learning experience there. So what I've decided is that this project is going to be small fruited project, and understandably so, because people that don't have a lot of room would not grow large things anyways. And so they would want to grow as many different types of items that they could. And this is what I tried to do. I tried to do the peppers, and they came out okay, and the zucchini, and and the cucumbers, and I had everything going on in here that I could. But as far as small fruited goes, now I showed the strawberries in the corner. Those are the ones that my daughter bought me for Father's Day. They didn't produce much because I got them in June, and they're June bearing, and so they were pretty much done for the season. And so, but they're really growing well, and they're doing well so far this year. So I'm going to leave them there. And in this center bed, I've put more strawberries in. Now, the way that I'm going to amend these beds is I'm going to add a little more mixture. And you'll notice, well, I don't know, you probably can't see on the camera, but I'll turn it around and show you how much the soil has sunk down. Okay, you can see on this one bed here just how much I've lost, how far it's gone down. And this is just one season, because this bed was new last year. And this is a 2x6. And look at this, right there is the bottom of the top 2x6. So that's 5.5 inches that I lost out of this bed just because of all the decomposing matter, the compost in here. So I'm going to put a little bit more on anything that I'm going to have in here for an extended period. I'm going to actually increase the amount of topsoil that I bring in. And that way I won't be losing so much volume in these beds. I'm going to be adding some of my worm castings on top. Now what I don't want to do is I don't want to disturb the relationship that's going on here, because I've already seen a few worms, believe it or not. When I was pulling a few weeds, I noticed a few worms in here, which is that's incredible. I mean, that makes me happy. So I know there's a lot going on, and I don't want to turn it over. So I'm just going to layer everything on top here. Now, usually your first year, you're not going to be getting the greatest production that you can get your first year in raised beds. You just don't. But the second year is even better, the third is better, and it just keeps getting better every year as that relationship underneath the soil is going on. So that's what I'm going to do here. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with the rest of these yet, but so far I'm going to be putting strawberries in the center one. Now the reason why I think this works so perfectly for small fruited things is because being a small 10 by 10, you know that birds love like cherry tomatoes, and they love strawberries. I mean, they'll just take all your strawberries in one day. And the beauty of this is that I was looking online at different nettings, and they make nettings that would perfectly fit right over top of this. And being, tall enough, I can still get underneath it, so I can drape a netting over this and keep the birds out and still just walk in here and be able to do everything that I needed to do. So now this is fairly big, so some of the, the smaller birds are, they can just walk through, and I've seen them kind of walk through. So, I may have to, put, tighter knit, hardware cloth on here or whatever, but I'll see how it goes as these strawberries are fruiting. So anyways, that's where I'm at right now with the 10 by 10. And so we just got strawberries right now. So I'll let you know what I'm going to be doing. Definitely going to be doing the grape tomatoes again. They did really well. So anyways, I'm long-winded. I'm kind of rambling on. I'm going to go ahead and spread these worm castings on top about 1 inch, and then just water them in and let that go for the summer. And this should be good enough. They might get maybe another sprinkling of compost if they look like they need it, but I don't think they're going to need it. They might, but we'll wait and see on that. And then as I get an idea of what I'm going to be putting in here, I'll lay this out for you guys and show you. Anyways, I'm rambling on. So there's where I'm at so far, and I'll keep you guys posted, all right? Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Catch you later.